Welcome to FREMA Language, your daily place to learn and practice English in a simple and effective way. In this video, you'll practice daily English vocabulary with simple and clear examples that you can easily understand and use in real-life conversations. Learning vocabulary with examples is important because it helps you remember words better and use them correctly in different situations. By watching this video, you'll improve your vocabulary step by step and gain more confidence in speaking English naturally. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share with others who want to improve their English every day. Let's get started. Let's start with the first word, abundant. Abundant means more than enough or a large quantity of something. It is an advanced word used in both everyday and formal situations when talking about things that are available in great amounts, such as food, resources, opportunities, or nature. Using this word helps you express the idea of a lot in a more descriptive and natural way. You can use abundant when describing something that exists in large quantities. For example, in the present tense, you can say, "There is abundant food at the party," or "This area has abundant resources." In the past tense, you might say, "There was abundant rain last year," or "They had abundant opportunities." For the future, you can say, "There will be abundant choices," or "We will have abundant time to prepare." It is often used with nouns like food, resources, opportunities, or energy. Using abundant correctly helps you sound more expressive and advanced in English. A very common and useful sentence is, "There is abundant opportunity," which you can use to describe having many chances to succeed. Let's continue with the second word, brave. Brave means showing courage, especially in difficult or dangerous situations. It is a very common and powerful word used in both everyday and formal situations to describe someone who is not afraid to face challenges, risks, or fear. Being brave is often associated with strength, confidence, and doing the right thing even when it is hard. You can use brave when describing a person or action that shows courage. For example, in the present tense, you can say, "He is brave in difficult situations," or "She is brave enough to speak the truth." In the past tense, you might say, "The brave officer saved lives during the emergency," or "They were brave during the crisis." For the future, you can say, "He will be brave," or "We will be brave in facing challenges." It is often used to describe people, actions, or decisions in challenging situations. Using brave correctly helps you express courage and strength more clearly. A very common and useful sentence is, "Be brave," which you can use to encourage someone to face a difficult situation with courage. Let's continue with the third word, calm. Calm means peaceful, relaxed, and not excited or nervous. It is a very common and useful word used in daily life when talking about feelings, behavior, or situations where there is no stress or tension. Being calm is important because it helps you think clearly and handle situations in a better way. You can use calm when describing a feeling or a situation without stress. For example, in the present tense, you can say, "I feel calm in quiet places," or "She stays calm during problems." In the past tense, you might say, "She felt calm after listening to music," or "They remained calm during the situation." For the future, you can say, "I will stay calm," or "We will feel calm after the meeting." It is often used to describe emotions, behavior, or environments. Using calm correctly helps you express emotions more clearly in English. A very common and useful sentence is, "Stay calm," which you can use to advise someone not to feel stressed or nervous. Let's continue with the fourth word, delicious. Delicious means very tasty or having a very good flavor. It is a common and expressive word used in daily life when talking about food and drinks that you really enjoy. Using this word helps you describe taste in a more exciting and natural way instead of just saying good. You can use delicious when describing food or drinks that taste very good. For example, in the present tense, you can say, "This cake is delicious," or "She cooks delicious meals." In the past tense, you might say, "The food was delicious," or "They ate a delicious dinner." For the future, you can say, This will be delicious, or we will have a delicious meal tonight. It is often used with words like food, cake, meal, or dish. Using delicious correctly helps you express your feelings about food more clearly and naturally. A very common and useful sentence is, "It's delicious," which you can use to show that you really like the taste of something. Let's continue with the fifth word, eager. Eager means being very excited and interested in doing something. It is a useful word used in daily and professional situations to describe strong enthusiasm and a positive attitude toward learning, working, or trying something new. Being eager shows motivation and willingness, which are important qualities for success. You can use eager when describing someone who is excited and ready to do something. For example, in the present tense, you can say, "He is eager to learn English," or "She is eager to start her new job." In the past tense, you might say, "He was eager to help," or "They were eager to join the project." For the future, you can say, "He will be eager to improve," or "We will be eager to begin." It is often followed by to plus verb, like eager to learn or eager to try. Using eager correctly helps you express enthusiasm more clearly. A very common and useful sentence is, "I'm eager to start," which you can use to show excitement about doing something new. Let's continue with the sixth word, friendly. Friendly means kind, pleasant, and easy to talk to. It is a very common word used in daily life to describe people who are warm, welcoming, and behave nicely toward others. Being friendly is an important quality in both personal and professional situations because it helps build good relationships. You can use friendly when describing someone's behavior or attitude. For example, in the present tense, you can say, "The teacher is very friendly," or "He is friendly to everyone." In the past tense, you might say, "She was friendly to the new students," or "They were friendly during the meeting." For the future, you can say, "He will be friendly," or "We will be friendly to our guests." It is often used to describe people, behavior, or environments. Using friendly correctly helps you express positive qualities more clearly. A very common and useful sentence is, "She is very friendly," which you can use to describe someone who is kind and pleasant. Let's continue with the seventh word, giant. Giant means very big or extremely large in size. It is a useful word used in daily life when you want to describe something much bigger than normal. It can be used for animals, objects, buildings, or even ideas in a more expressive way. You can use giant when describing something very large. For example, in the present tense, you can say, "They see a giant elephant at the zoo," or "She lives in a giant house." In the past tense, you might say, "They saw a giant elephant at the zoo," or "He saw a giant tree." For the future, you can say, "They will see a giant statue," or "We will build a giant structure." It is often used with nouns like elephant, building, tree, or object. Using giant correctly helps you describe size more clearly and vividly. A very common and useful sentence is, "It's giant," which you can use to emphasize that something is very big. Let's continue with the eighth word, honest. Honest means telling the truth and not lying or cheating. It is a very important word used in daily life to describe someone who is trustworthy, sincere, and has good moral values. Being honest is valued in both personal and professional relationships because it builds trust and respect. You can use honest when describing a person or behavior that is truthful. For example, in the present tense, you can say, "She is an honest person," or "He is always honest with his friends." In the past tense, you might say, "She was honest about the mistake," or "They were honest in their answers." For the future, you can say, "She will be honest," or "We will be honest in our work." It is often used to describe people, actions, or communication. Using honest correctly helps you express trust and integrity more clearly. A very common and useful sentence is, "Be honest," which you can use to encourage someone to tell the truth. Let's continue with the ninth word, important. Important means something that is valuable, necessary, or has a strong effect on a situation. It is a very common word used in daily life when talking about things that matter, such as health, work, education, or decisions. Using this word helps you show that something deserves attention or should not be ignored. You can use important when describing something that has value or significance. For example, in the present tense, you can say, sleep is important for health. Or this task is important. In the past tense, you might say, that decision was important, or they had an important meeting. For the future, you can say, this will be important, or we will discuss important topics. It is often used with words like task, decision, health, or issue. Using important correctly helps you express value and priority more clearly. A very common and useful sentence is, this is important, which you can use to show that something really matters. Let's continue with the 10th word, joyful. Joyful means full of happiness and great pleasure. It is a positive and expressive word used in daily life to describe strong feelings of happiness, especially during special moments, celebrations, or enjoyable experiences. It is often stronger than just saying happy and shows a deeper level of emotion. You can use joyful when describing people, feelings, or situations filled with happiness. For example, in the present tense, you can say, she feels joyful today, or the children are joyful during the holiday. In the past tense, you might say, the children were joyful during the holiday, or they were joyful at the event. For the future, you can say, she will feel joyful, or we will be joyful during the celebration. It is often used to describe emotions, moments, or events. Using joyful correctly helps you express happiness in a more powerful and natural way. A very common and useful sentence is, I feel joyful, which you can use to show strong happiness.